Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back. It's been like 2.5 months since I last uploaded a video, and I want to thank you guys so much for asking me if I'm okay, what's happening, why aren't you uploading videos anymore, what's going on? And I just want to say that I was just taking the time to get used to my new place, to get used to my new job, and just to take time to just find myself again after all this COVID stuff happened. But I'm fine. I was doing okay. I am great now. I'm happy, and I feel like I can actually come back and start making videos for you guys. And yes, here I am. A couple of days ago, I asked you guys on Facebook and Instagram to send me some questions that you wanted me to address in my videos, and you did. And so today I'm doing a Q&A where I combined some of those videos into this one, and then some questions need more explanation, so I'm going to make specific videos for those questions for future uploads. So remember to subscribe if you haven't, and let's get started with the Q&A session. Question number one: when are international recruitments starting? I would say that they have restarted. They had stopped obviously because of COVID, and then after it started getting better, some centers in some countries started opening. For example, I know right now in Kenya, people can do CBT, people are doing IELTS. They have been since, I think, July. The centers have been opened, and I know some people who have already started traveling to the UK from Kenya and other countries as well. So if you're still in your country and you're waiting to do IELTS or CBT or even book a visa appointment, just check with the centers in your country, because most of the centers, I would say, have started processing the stuff, and you should be able to start your process as soon as possible. So they have started. Just check with your country and you can restart the process. Next question: best, cheapest place to live if you work in London for a bachelor, something like a studio apartment. This is a bit tricky because London is very expensive, and there are parts of London that are said to be cheaper, like East London, which I've talked to some people who live there, and it's actually cheaper compared to where I'm living or where some of my other friends are living. But a studio apartment is really expensive. You could find one ranging from maybe, let's say, £800, and that's just the rent. So if you add council tax and all the other bills, it adds up to maybe £1,000 a month. So you have to check your budget, know what kind of income you're getting, if you have other ways of supplementing your income to be able to pay that and still save something. Again, it will also depend on your lifestyle. So what most people do in London, they cost share, or they share houses. So you just look for a room, and then you'll be having your own room. You share the kitchen and the bathroom and maybe the living room, and then that will be maybe add up to about 650 to 800, even 900 sometimes, depending on the facilities that you're getting in your apartment. So again, I wouldn't tell you to go and live in East London and maybe your job is on the other side of London, which could even take you about an hour to get there. So it's really difficult for me to tell you which is the cheapest place, because I don't know where you're going to be working, because you have to consider that. You have to consider the transport you'll be using, the time it's going to be taking you to come from home to your workplace, and all the other things. You can also use Google. There's so much information on Google. It's going to tell you the apartments, the rates that they are renting them on, the council tax of that specific area, transport from where you're living to your place of work. You'll be able to figure out everything if you try and check on Google. Okay? All right. Next question: what's the ideal time to buy a car as a nurse in the UK? First of all, you have to consider if you have a driving license, if you have money, what kind of car you want, you know, stuff like that. And As far as I know, if you have a driving license from your country and you come here, you're allowed to use it for 1 year, and then you'll have to get the license from here. But if you don't have a license from your country, then you have to come here and start from scratch. You have to apply for a learner's license, then you have to take classes, do the exam and all that. So the ideal time to buy a car will depend on you, whether you have the right papers, and if you have the money to buy a car, then why not? Please tell us the process of moving to a new employer. Okay, so this one, guys, I've actually planned to make a separate video for it because it involves a lot of steps, but I'm just going to summarize here and then I will make a specific video for this question. So first of all, you moved from your country with one employer, like I did, and after some time I wanted to change to a new one. So first I had to check my contract to make sure that I wasn't going to pay them any money. And for those of you who will be, you have to check and see how much money you're going to pay them, and if you have the money ready to pay them before you leave. Then you have to change your sponsorship. That means you have to talk to your new employer, make sure that they are allowed to apply for certificate of sponsorships, and then you have to apply for a new visa. Basically, that's it. And after you get your new visa, obviously, then you move over to your new employer. That process could take long. For me, it took 6 months because I was missing some of the things and I sometimes wasn't sure if I really wanted to move. So that's basically it. You just have to make sure that your new employer is allowed to sponsor overseas employers, and then you move on from there. Like I said, I'm going to be making a specific video for this and explaining to you guys how I did my process, and maybe I can give you guys some pointers to make your process easier and quicker than mine was. All right. Next question, why did you leave your care home job? Don't they pay more? And how does one do it? Into brackets, changing the sponsor. Okay, yeah, so like I said, I will be making a video addressing how I did it and changing the sponsors and all that. But I had my reasons for leaving a care home, and I'll be making a video, maybe next video after this, I'm not sure, just to give out some reasons why I left care home to go to NHS. And obviously the benefits are like career growth, and I wanted my career to progress. And once I checked the promotions that people were being given in the care homes, like unit managers or clinical leads or deputy or even a manager in a nursing home, that's not the direction I wanted to take my career to. So I decided to leave and go somewhere where they would support me to attain what I wanted. How does one become an ICU nurse in the UK? According to my experience, I think you just apply, and once you convince them that you're passionate about it and you're ready, obviously you're qualified and they're going to take you. And someone else also asked if you need to take a course or you need to specialize before you join them, and the answer is no. You do not need to specialize in critical care for you to join ICU nursing in the UK, because I haven't specialized in it yet. I'm planning to, and I think a year or so ago I tried to apply for like critical care course to specialize in it, and they asked me for 6 months experience in the ICU, which I obviously didn't have, and that was what motivated me even more to try and apply for a job in one of the ICUs in London. If you really want it, I think you should just go for it, and yeah, it's gonna be fine. How's the work environment, and how better do you like it than your previous environment? In my old job, the routine was basically the same. You have the same residents from day one, because these people, they are there for mostly end-of-life care. So they're the ones you have every time you come to work. Same things happening, giving oral medication, overseeing the floor, and nothing really much. But in my new job today, you may have one patient who's really bad, level 3, ventilated and all that, and then tomorrow you come, you get a different one, and you get to learn something new. That monotony of doing the same thing over and over again, it really got to me, and I was getting tired, and I'm a person who really gets bored quickly. So my old environment was more of doing the same thing over and over again, and I felt like my nursing skills were going like this. But now I've been there for 2 months and I have learned so much, guys. It's like so exciting, you know, new things every day. And even if you get the same patient 2 days or 3 days in a row, it's still different, and there's always something to learn. Every time I come home after a shower and having something to eat, I'm on my phone or on my computer just trying to go through what I saw. And not because I have to, because I'm actually interested in knowing more about it. So this environment is more stimulating. It's just enjoyable. It makes you learn so much about nursing stuff and also so much about yourself. So I love it. I just love it, you guys. Next one. Please talk about adjusting to a new workplace or surrounding, especially if you're an overseas nurse who's new to the UK. Okay, so this one is a good question, let me say, because people adjust differently. If you're a new nurse coming from your country to here, you have so many things to deal with. You have your social life where you left everyone you knew, your friends, your family, and then you're in a new country where most of us don't know anyone when we get here. So you still have that to adjust to, and then you have this new workplace with new people. You still have to also get used to your duties and performing them the way you're expected. Ask as many questions as you can. That's what you're supposed to do. And it's better you ask than you don't ask and do the wrong thing. Most people have come to learn in my new job and even in my old one that people are really willing to help. So all you have to do is ask. Don't be afraid. Ask. That's how you learn, and that's the way you get used to everything. They try to read, try to do more research. The internet, guys, we are in the age where we have the internet, and it's got so much information if we search for it. Go through the NMC code of conduct. That's going to help you to understand the rules that you're supposed to follow, which applies to all the nurses in the UK. And don't be afraid. Be confident. You have gotten this far. You have done so many things in your past years as a nurse, and this is nothing. You will get used to it and you'll be fine. So the next one was, do you need to specialize to work in the ICU? I talked about that and I said that you do not need to have specialized. Any advice for this student nurse starting clinicals in 2 weeks? Good job, by the way. Oh, thank you. So my advice for you is that you are on the right track, a career that can take you anywhere in the world. You can be any type of nurse you want. So when you go to those clinicals, just try and learn as much as you can and set a goal. By the end of this training, I want to have achieved this, and then after that, I want this nursing to take me to wherever. Nowadays, you can go anywhere. You can come to the UK, you can go to the US, you can go to Canada, Australia, you can work in the country that you're in, you can go to anywhere in the world, actually. So yeah, you are on the right track, and you just need to believe in yourself. You can do it. You can be anything you want. Next one. Hello, I have a friend who is a physiotherapist and was wondering if she can get an agency to help her come to the UK. Do you know any agencies? I usually get this kind of questions, and not only from physiotherapists. I get them from lab technicians, from doctors, from social workers, and obviously nurses. So I can only talk about the nursing process because that's what I've been through. I have some doctor friends who have also come from different parts of the world, and now they are here. They also had to do the exams that we did, but for the doctors. So that one I'm sure. And if you're a doctor watching this, you just need to go to the GMC website. That's the registration body of the doctors, and you can see the whole process and what is expected of you. Now, for the others like physio and lab techs and social workers, if you're really interested, I honestly don't know about it, but I know there might be jobs available for you. I haven't come across anyone in those careers that have moved from their country to here, but if you're passionate, you just need to do more research. Go to Google, look for like registration bodies of those professions, check their website and see if there are any processes for overseas people. You can also apply for those jobs like in different hospitals, and once you're speaking to your employer, ask them if they can, you know, support you to come to work here, or what is required, what's the process. Just do research. Like I said, we are in the age where the internet can give you any kind of information you want, so I encourage you to go and Google and just find out as much as you can. And not only in the UK, anywhere in the world, Scandinavia, wherever. You might need to learn a new language, but it might be actually easier than you think. So yeah, keep trying, don't give up. Next question was midwifery in the UK for overseas nurses. Now, this one, guys, oh my God, I have been trying to work on this for months. I started before COVID, and then everything just went silent. And now I'm trying to do some more research for you guys again. But the thing is, I know there are vacancies for midwives. You obviously have to have qualified and trained for a number of years. They give the specific qualifications they want on the NMC website, so be sure to check that. And then they will also ask you to do CBT exam, IELTS or English qualification, they will check that. And also you'll need to do an OSCE, but your CBT and your OSCE are going to be different from the general nursing that we did, and that's where the problem comes in. I am not sure where that CBT is, but if you go to NMC website and try to follow that process, I'm sure it's going to lead you to a link where you can book your CBT specific for midwives, and then when you get here you can do the OSCE specific for midwives, and your employer will obviously be preparing you for the OSCE. I've been trying to look for a trainer who does that for midwives, and everyone I'm talking to is telling me they do it for general nurses. So for pediatrics and for midwives, I'm sorry guys, I will still try to look for it. And if you're watching this and you're one of them, and if you know how to do it, please get in touch with me or comment below to help your other colleagues with the process. So the last question is, how is it to work as an ICU nurse in the UK from your experience? Okay guys, so I have only been working as an ICU nurse for the past 2 months, which is really not much. But someone else asked another question that ties to that, and they were asking about my routine. How many patients do you get? How's the experience? How does it feel? So I'm going to answer this, and I will make subsequent videos to answer this question. The nurse-patient ratio is usually 1:1 or 1:2 depending on the type of patient. So if I go to work today and I might get a level 3 patient, meaning this patient is sedated, they're not breathing for themselves, so they either have an ETT tube or they have a tracheostomy. That's a serious patient, that's a level 3 patient, and you will need to be with that patient throughout. If you're going for breaks, there has to be another nurse taking over, and make sure you watch that patient, or you have a healthcare assistant or a bed buddy like we call them. So they're going to help you with everything. So you get 1 patient if that's the case. And there are times you go and you're given 2 patients who are like level 2. So they're not intubated, they don't have multiple infusions, so they are fine, and maybe they're ready for step down in other wards. So you might get 2 and that's it. But I was told that during COVID, it was so bad. They had so many patients that sometimes they were getting 3 to 4 level 3 patients because it was crazy, not enough staff, and you can imagine how bad it was. But for now, things are much better. I love it. I'm enjoying it. I have learned so much, guys. But the first week, oh my God, I don't even know what to say. I was going there, I was scared, I didn't know what was going on. And for me, I'm the kind of person, if I'm new to a place, you might tell me to pick up a cup and I end up breaking that cup just because of how nervous I feel. You feel out of place. You're going into this room where like there is ventilators, there is monitors, there's so many things I have never seen in my life, and it's taking time to adjust, but so far I think I'm doing well. And the best thing is the people around you, oh my God, they are just the best. Maybe it's just where I'm working, but I never feel unsafe or unsure, because if I need to confirm something, I just need to ask the person next to me, and they are always ready to help. Some people even come to you and ask you if you need help. Maybe you don't, but they just want to check if you're okay, and that just reassures you and makes you feel like you're working in a really good environment. And if anything happens, the doctors are there, the other nurses are there. It's just the best. So in my 2 months experience, I think it's the best place I've ever worked in. It's the scariest place I've ever been in, but I love it. I love it so far. People, like I said, are really nice. There's so much to learn. It's an exciting environment and you will never be bored. So I think that's it for the questions, guys. For the other questions that I haven't answered here, I'm obviously going to make like longer videos for them. Some of you have asked me to start doing my routine videos again, so I might be taking you to work with me. I still work in nursing home store like overtime, so if you guys want to know the routine of a day shift, the routine of a night shift, what I do when I get to a shift, let me know. For where I'm working now, or even for the nursing homes, just let me know and I will be glad to make more videos for you guys. Thank you so much for coming back, and yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.